विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ। आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनसुनी कहानियाँ। Hello listeners, you're listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz podcast program on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India and Media for Community Foundation. Project devised and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and assisted by Ashish Tiwari. Local coordination and production, Professor Subramanian. Content writing by Priyanshu and post-production by Professor Kaushik P. Kanchan of Garden City University, Bengaluru. Garden City University, conquer we shall all adversity. Together we stand in unity. Together we strive for prosperity. GCU, emphasis on life. GCU, emphasis on life. Last episode, Dr. Diwakar talked about what the main focus of his group and his research is, and how can they achieve 3D painting in science. And in this episode, he talked about his collaborations with scientists from France and USA.
Okay. And also, apart from this collaboration, I also have collaboration with my colleagues in France and USA, where we are looking at using the electrodeposition. Now, what is the utility of electrodeposition and what it can do? Because many of the finishing processes that we do involves electrodeposition, where for a watch or many of the industrial components, we coat one metal over the substrate, so that for different functionalities, protection, corrosion protection, etc. So how you can do all these things in space is another focus that we have.
Doctor then shared a few words of advice with young and budding researchers.
I mean, so one important recognition I would say is to sort of do the translational activity. That means, whatever you do in lab, can you take it to the common man? So in that regard, I'm proud to say we have a startup, okay, with which we have been working on doing the novel way of air separation for oxygen production. Okay. So this work we started during the COVID second wave with support from the DST and our own center. So this is to sort of look at developing small-scale pressure swing absorption plants, okay, for producing medical grades. So now what we have done is we have developed the technology, we are commercializing it, and we are actually taking it to the common man. Okay. And the uniqueness of this product is that these are all small devices, like the size of a refrigerator, that can work for a 50 to 100 bed hospital, which are mostly prevalent in this country. If you take any tier 2 or tier 3 city, it is these sort of hospitals that populate and that serve to the common man. So what we have done is actually going to touch the lives of common man. So apart from doing this sort of translation activity, we also work on developing new materials. So we don't just stop, develop a technology, push it to the commercialization part. We also work on expanding the horizon there, trying to develop new materials so that we are able to do new things in a better way, so that we are able to do beautiful things in this country.
Dr. Diwakar concluded by sharing his views on how COVID has changed Indian science and research scene.
There have been quite a few challenges. Okay, I hope these challenges vanish in due course of time. Primarily for the students during the COVID, okay, there has been a big break in their experiential learning. They were confined to more online, classes. I wouldn't say that's a bad thing, but some part of experiential learning they couldn't have. Okay, and as a result of that, people have been more focused on saying, okay, why can't I do something that will be more on software related? And you could see that the recent impetus on doing more towards AI and ML machine learning has come as a result of COVID. I hope the scenario comes back where people are more interested in fundamental engineering also. And I think that's a challenge that we have faced. As a community, if you look at it, from the students' perspective, there's been been a massive shift towards AI and ML, and less focus towards, or less interest towards conventional field of science and engineering. Of course, we have many dreams. Okay, few of them would include having our own sustained payload in a microgravity platform, as a part of, let's say, ISRO's having a space station, and we have our experiment running there to understand diverse aspects of fluid flow phenomena, heat transfer problems, and also sort of develop new technologies for applications here. Like I said about air separation. Now we're looking at new material separation, like how do you separate nitrogen in an effective way. Okay, these are established technologies, but then we are trying to bring in new concepts so that we are able to do these things much better, so that as a country we are able to move forward.
So, Dr. Diwakar, I wish you all the best for your all the future endeavors. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
You were listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz, a podcast on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Government of India. Tune in for more such episodes to Vigyan Ki Awaaz on this platform and also through Spotify, YouTube and Apple Music platforms.
आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ।